Welcome to the Fit Vegan Podcast, the show where we help you optimize your health, fitness, and mindset on a whole food, plant-based lifestyle. My name is Maxime Sigouin. I am a former triathlete, powerlifter, bodybuilder, and basketball player, and I've been vegan for over 9 years. I'm also the founder and CEO of Fit Vegan Coaching, which has helped over 500 vegans from 20 different countries to completely transform their bodies and their health. I'm excited for you to hear today's episode. Let's get into the show. All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Fit Vegan Podcast. So today we're going to talk about a situation that is very common when it comes to fat loss for people that say that you're in a deficit, I'm working out, and I'm not losing weight. What should I do? Coach Maxime, it feels like I'm doing everything right, but nothing is shifting. So the first place I would look at if that is your scenario, obviously there's going to be two areas we're going to look at. It's going to be nutrition and training, and then we can look into the subcategories after, which would be sleep and stress. Sorry, I just tried to blend the two words, sleep and stress right there. So for your training, one thing I would look at if your goal is to lose fat, basically meaning a shift in body composition, because the ratio of fat to muscle has to shift in order for you to achieve a shift in body composition and therefore lose fat. Are you strength training 3 times a week intensely? Are you done after your workout, right? Are you training hard enough? So first thing look at is, are you strength training 3 times a week? Yes or no? If the answer is no, then yes, you should start training three times a week, strength training. So if you're doing it at home with resistance band or dumbbell, that's totally fine. Or you can go at the gym. It'll be a little bit easier because there's more machines and more weights. And then the other part, if you are strength training 3 times a week, potentially seeing if you're training hard enough. So big thing is, if you do the workout you're currently doing for your strength training, and I ask you to do it again after your workout, and you would be able to, you didn't train hard enough, right? After a leg day, for example, that I did yesterday, I could not do another leg day. It was challenging to go up the stairs and to drive my car back home. I'm not saying to train to a point where it's debilitating, but it needs to be hard enough that you can't redo your workout after you're done your workout, right? It needs to be challenging enough for your body to have something to adapt to and become stronger. So if you are training hard enough, potentially you've been doing the same workout for too long. And one thing with working out is your body will adjust to whatever it is that you're doing and start to become efficient at it, right? If we look at efficiency, you can look at, for example, triathletes. They're very efficient on the bike, on the run, and on the swim. They burn a lot less calories doing these things than a normal person would if they did it for the first time. And that's how you're able to become faster and stronger and more efficient during a race. So for strength training, same thing, your body adapts to what you're doing. So there needs to be a new variable every single month, whether that is changing the amount of sets, of reps, of intensity, whether that is to changing the type of muscle fiber that you're training or changing the angles at which you're training the muscle. There needs to be some variety so that your body doesn't plateau. So now if you are strength training, you are training hard enough, and you have changed your workout every single month. The other part I would look at is potentially changing your split. So instead of strength training 3 times a week, you can strength train 4 times a week, and seeing if that stimulates some more growth and more requirement from your body, right? And if you're at 4, you can try 5. I wouldn't go above 5 simply because, not saying that it becomes counterproductive, but you're just too tired from strength training 6 times a week. Like, that's a lot. You don't have time to really do any other things like cardiovascular exercise, which will be the second component that we're going to look at. So that's for the strength training part. Now from the cardiovascular side, how much cardio are you doing, or hard training as I like to call it? Because hard training will be really good to obviously help you burn a little bit more calories, but it's really good for cardiovascular health and kind of flushing out those toxins from the body. Because if you didn't know this, just a little side note, when toxins come into your body every day, which they do through pollution, drinking out of plastic bottle, crappy skincare, crappy cleaning products at home, your body, in order to protect your main organs, will store those toxins into your fat. And so if you're actively trying to lose fat, when you burn the fat, you're releasing those toxins. And so working out allows you to flush out those toxins. Obviously, drinking all your water and peeing and all of that helps to flush it out. But working out is one of the ways you just sweat out the toxins. So cardiovascular will help you burn, your cardio will help you burn more calories and obviously flush out those toxins. So if you're currently doing 30 minutes a week, Try going to 45 minutes a week. Try going to 60 minutes a week. Try going to 65 minutes a week. All right. I'm not a big fan of doing HIIT cardio session. Throughout all the cuts that I've ever done, I've never done HIIT cardio session. For the times that I have tried them, it's so demanding on the central nervous system that you're just tired. Like, yes, you feel like you've done something and you're all sweaty and you feel accomplished, but ultimately you're hungrier after. It makes you more tired because it is taxing on the central nervous system. You're basically in fight or flight mode the whole time you're doing this. So you can imagine how that would be tired after. And a lot of people are in fight or flight mode all the time because they have other stressors in their life. So not a fan of HIIT. Just increase the intensity, the duration of your low intensity work cardio that you're going to be doing. From time to time, it is useful in certain scenarios for HIIT workout, but it's definitely not a thing that you should do every day or just become reliant on it. So I do have to put that disclaimer out there. So that is for the cardio. Increase the duration, and if not, add another day of cardio because you want to create that deficit. So those are all backup when it comes to the cardio. The main component of if you're not losing weight, it would be your nutrition, right? You cannot out-train a bad diet. I'm sure you've heard that before. A lot of times people are trying working six workouts a week, 2 hours of cardio every day, and then they still can't lose weight because they're eating shit food, right? At the end of the day, you can't burn enough calories to outburn you eating too many calories. So you need to be in a calorie deficit. So there's so many online calculators that you can use. There's, TDEE.com, I believe. You enter your age, your height, your sex, your level of activity. It'll pump you out an average number. Again, this is an average number. So what I recommend you do is you eat that number for 2 weeks just to see how your body responds. If you eat that amount and your weight goes up, then that is not your maintenance. That is a surplus. If you eat that number and your weight stays the same, then that is your maintenance. And if you eat that number and you lose weight, then that is a deficit for you, right? Your body will give you the feedback based upon what you're doing. And so from there, you want to be in a deficit. So if you did that, and you decrease by 2, 3, 4, sometimes 500 calories at a time, and you're not losing weight anymore, that means you need to go lower in your calories, right? So maybe that number is a lot lower that you want it to be, but the reality is some people have a slower metabolism than others. And for some people, because they've tried to lose weight so often in their life, they've sabotaged their metabolism. And so they have to go even lower in calories than the average in order to continue losing some weight. So listen, I know it's not fair, but at the end of the day, you can complain about it and not lose weight, or you can do something about it and actually lose weight and improve the quality of your life and of your health. So a few things that can happen if you have a slower metabolism. There's an extent where it's too slow, where you have to reverse diet for 3 to 6 months before you go into a fat loss phase. Again, it depends how long you've been in a calorie deficit, how long you've been trying to lose weight, how slow your metabolism is. But for certain people, we can still manage to lose some weight with where they're at. We just have to go a little bit lower into their calories. So if you're not losing weight at a current amount of food and you're actually tracking properly, because a lot of times people will tell me like, hey, Maxime, I am eating 2,000 calories per day and my maintenance is 2,500 and I'm not losing any weight. And I'm like, okay, well, let's track your food for a day and see what that looks like. And then they track their food, and then I ask them like, hey, did you have some sauce on this? Did you have like a little side of this? She's like, oh, but I had a handful of nuts and I added some ketchup to this and blah, blah. And then we did the math. That's an extra like 500 calories per day. So they're actually at maintenance calorie. So everything that goes into your mouth, you need to account for. The only thing you don't need to account for is water. Right? Obviously track your water to make sure you're drinking enough, but calorie wise, it's the only thing you don't track. So if you're on a meal plan and you follow the meal plan to the T, for which what we do for our members, then it guarantees that you're at the amount of calories that we want you to eat, because we pre-planned everything for you to hit that number with the quality foods that we want you to eat. If you're tracking your food right now and you're not losing weight, are you actually tracking everything properly? Because a lot of people tell me, I just grabbed a handful of nuts here, I just grabbed a snack here, I added this sauce here, but they're not adding it to their MyFitnessPal or Chronometer, and it's like 500 calories. It basically cancels out their deficit. So if you're actually in a deficit, then you're going to go a little bit more into deficit until you lose weight, because if you're not losing weight, you're technically not in a deficit. A deficit by definition is you losing weight, and you losing weight is by definition you being in a deficit. You can't lose weight if you're in a calorie surplus or you're at maintenance. Whatever number you see online is a theoretical number. It is not your unique real number, and that's different for everyone. right? This is just an average of the population. So keep that in mind if you're not able to lose weight. So again, those are just the three things that you need to look into. If you're currently active, you're doing some cardio, you're eating healthy food, you're not losing any weight. I'll throw in a fourth one for you. If you're not eating enough protein. So I know we transitioned to veganism. A lot of people was like, you don't have to worry about protein. You don't if you want to be healthy. You do if you want to improve your body composition. So if you're trying to improve your body composition, which is building muscle, losing fat, you need to eat between 1.2 gram to 2 gram per kg of body weight. I got an email from someone that says that I shouldn't say it in kg because a lot of people are in pounds. Well, a lot of people are in kg in the world. So just do the math on whatever that is. If you weigh yourself in pounds like me, just grab your weight, divide it by 2.2, and then times the 1.2 to 2 gram per kg body weight, and it's done in 2 seconds. All right. So hit that amount of protein. You'll see a difference in your body composition from there, because if you don't eat enough protein and you're in a calorie deficit, you're doing cardio, you're probably burning some lean muscle mass, which would actually decrease your metabolism, which would make you look more flabby and not toned. And you wouldn't feel as strong when you're in the gym. So those are the 4 areas that you should look at if you currently feel like you're doing everything right, but the things are not progressing the way that they should, not that you want, but that they should, right? So look into those 4 components, and I promise you'll find a key as to why you're not losing weight. And if honestly you've been trying to lose weight for a very long time and you just want some guidance and support, and you want a coach that's going to get you there in a much faster time frame than for you to figure it out on your own, and that's helped over 500 vegans that knows how to coach people to success, then there's a link down below where you can book your free call. But again, no obligations on your end. This is just there as resources and support for you. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao.